Hello, I'm Sam Krishnan. I'm a business owner coach. In this video, I want to share three things that I wish I knew before I started my consulting business. The first is having a career, professional career versus doing a business. The second is the importance of having a calendar. And the third is the importance, the power of having a mastermind with you. Let me go to the first one, career versus doing a business. I've worked for more than 2 decades in leading corporates in India, and I've also worked with a lot of business owners, small business owners. The main difference is that when you work at a senior level for a brand, there is a reference point. There is a reference point because not only inside your organization but outside too. In the sense, you will have a vendor, you will have friends in the other industries, you will have a benchmark like I can be this or I should be this or this is how we can reach there. But for a small business, there is absolutely no reference point. There may be a few businesses like similar businesses in the town itself, but generally there is no reference point, or you don't know how to get there. You don't know what to target. Though we may be doing good and happy with what we're doing, that particular reference point or benchmark is not generally there. So that is a major difference I've seen. So that is why businesses, a lot of businesses, they stagnate, and they're good, but they stagnate. The growth is very, very organic, and it's not exponential. Whereas in a career, we've seen a lot of good people. If you're really good, you can rise. There are a lot of opportunities. You can really reach the top. Whereas in a small business, we have seen people in business for 25, 30, 40 years, but just generally organic growth. So that's the one difference I've seen. The second is having a calendar. Again, I want to actually take the career versus business example. In a corporate, there is an annual calendar which is broken down to quarterly, monthly, weekly, etc. Whereas in a small business, generally there is the events that are going to unfold is generally not planned or generally not put on a calendar. Even if it is planned, there are only vague dates, approximate dates, and that too inside the mind. Whereas in a corporate, you know what you're going to do in the next 365 days. There is an annual calendar which is broken down, as I said earlier. That's a major thing. So what happens is when the business owner or the businesses get pressured, these dates get postponed. They're not done on time. Whereas in a corporate, there is no option. Whether there is pressure, whether the market is down, up, the company, the organization will necessarily have to, or generally it gets done. Whether it is good or bad, executed properly or weekly, it gets done. But in smaller businesses, there is this option of postponement, and it generally happens. That's the one thing I've seen, that small businesses don't have a powerful calendar, a rigid, strict calendar to follow and to ensure that activities that are planned are done and executed properly. The third and the most powerful thing that I would like to share here today is the power of having a mastermind. In a corporate, again, it's a corporate versus business example. In a corporate, strategic decisions are taken by the board, generally by the board, or maybe a group of senior people, experienced people with expertise and domain knowledge, and they sit together, and there is a brainstorming, and then it gets the ideas get shortlisted, and then it gets analyzed and evaluated. In big corporates today, there is something called red teaming. There are teams which actually dissect proposals. They look at the pros and the cons, and then they decide. Whereas in a small business, this luxury is not there. The small business owner cannot afford this luxury of bouncing off his ideas to a lot of people with his kind of expertise, market expertise or knowledge. So what happens? He does it basis intuition and instinct, and generally, if he feels that it is beyond a risk threshold, it is not getting done, or he doesn't do it because he is not very confident. So that's one of the reasons why small businesses don't grow beyond the organic levels. Very few businesses grow exponentially. That is primarily because of this. Though the business idea will look and appear sound, the business owner doesn't have the confidence actually to take it on and execute, because there is nobody to push him, or there's nobody to support him should something go wrong. So that's the one big difference I've seen. So that's why if you can surround yourself with people who are powerful, who can guide you properly, who can actually whose shoulder you can use to actually fire, that's definitely an advantage. So these are the three things that I've seen, the major differences between running your small business and being at the top in a corporate. And these are very useful things. There are some more which I would like to share, but these three things I thought is standing out as major differences. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Sam Krishnan, a business owner coach.